Any agentic observability, so like if we're going from agent to LLM, agent to agent to MCP server, really comes down to what traces look like. So if we're thinking about traces from an end-to-end application health perspective, we're thinking about it the same way when it comes to anything agent related. So agent to LLM, is that end-to-end application healthy? Agent to MCP, is that end-to-end healthy? So in this video, we're going to get Jaeger up and running so we can see some traces when we run agents. So the first thing is you want to make sure you have the Jaeger Helm chart, and then I'm going to do the installation here. And this is a pretty basic installation. So I'm going to copy the Helm install. And then I'm going to go ahead and run that. And I am running this in an AKS cluster, but regardless of where you're running it, you're going to be installing it the same way. All right. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is you're going to either A, install a Helm chart like this if you're installing Kagent for the first time, or you're going to do an upgrade. So notice the biggest difference is this OTel block. Okay. So I'm specifying the OTel block. I'm enabling tracing. And then the endpoint is going to be our Jaeger service. So if I just go ahead and run kubectl get service, namespace Jaeger, we can see Jaeger collector right here. And the port that we're after is 4317 for the collector. So let me go ahead and run this. Oop, I got to get the CRDs installed actually because this is a new environment. So I have the CRDs right here. Go ahead and run those. And then I will rerun this installation here. All right, so while that is installing, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the Jaeger portal. That way we can see what it looks like without any configurations. All right, so just a blank Jaeger configuration. And we can see there's one service here, Kagent. And then if we click find traces, notice we don't see any traces other than just connecting to Jaeger. That's it. There's nothing really going on from like an operations perspective. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Kagent, kubectl get service, namespace Kagent, grab the load balancer IP, and then go to 8080. All right, I'm going to skip through the wizard here just because we've already done that. And I'm going to go to the kubernetes agent, and I'm just going to say, what pods are in my kube system namespace? All right, it's going to go through. It's going to find all the pods. All right, so here's the output. Now what we can do is if I go back to Jaeger and I do a refresh, now look at all these operations that we have here. So for example, I can see call LLM, find trace, okay, and then we can see the full trace of calling out to our LLM. I can go back here, look at the operations, and we can see every trace that's available just based on that one call. Now, another one that's interesting here is notice execute tool. So this tool, kubernetes_get_resources, was executed from the MCP server that agent is connected to, the Kubernetes agent. So I can even look at the actual tool call here. So that's how you can quickly set up Jaeger and then set up some traces to actually see what's going on in your agentic environment. So if agents are, again, making call to MCP server tools like we can see here with this trace, or just, agent to LLM, we can get all that information right here from a trace.